It's crazy. I just made a video about Ubisoft the other day and them laying off, workers and all that stuff. And honestly, it seems like Ubisoft is in way more trouble than I initially thought because there's been talk that both Tencent and the Guillemot family, they're talking about buying out Ubisoft. And I believe they both have shares in the video game company. And it's a bit alarming if you're a gamer and you're a fan of like some of the Ubisoft franchises like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry and Watch Dogs, because if a buyout does eventually happen like sometime in the next year or two, then it's quite possible that those franchises may never return. And the fact that the Guillemot family is even talking about a potential buyout, it seems like they don't really have that much faith in the upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows game, because that game is set to be released early next year in February of 2025. And obviously, Assassin's Creed Shadow had gotten a mixed reception when we got the reveal trailer. And I feel like Assassin's Creed, for the most part, had had peaked, a while back, not too long ago. I would say with like the older games, like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, with Odyssey, and with Valhalla. Like those games were among the best that we saw within the Assassin's Creed's series. And Assassin's Creed Mirage was something that kind of got overlooked, and it's quite possibly due to the fact that it was released um, in a year that was like filled with high profile, video games. But but yeah, this tells me that Ubisoft is not doing too good, and that they might be in grave danger. Until I read the headline regarding Ubisoft's market share skyrocketing like 33% after Tencent and the Guillemot family talked about possibly buying out Ubisoft. So now it seems like there's more interest in Ubisoft now than there were a few days ago or a week ago or what have you. And for the most part, like 2024 has not been a good year for Ubisoft. Last year wasn't a good year for Ubisoft, and Ubisoft's been getting a lot of negative publicity within the past couple of years. And I believe it was reported a couple of days ago that Ubisoft had lost like 55% of their stock value in like 2 months. So yeah, their stock had been plummeting, since the start of 2024. And I think things have gotten so bad with like the company, not generating enough revenue, and them putting out video games that have been flopping to a point where, you know, the um the the Guillemot family just they feel like they should just pull the plug because they're just losing money on Ubisoft. And on top of that, I mean, I think Ubisoft is in like more than $2.7 billion in debt. And I find that rather interesting because I read that in the fiscal year of 2023 and 2024, Ubisoft generated around 2.3 billion euros in sales. And for those who don't know, a euro is like it's like 9 cents less than the American dollar. But then again, the American dollar's been losing its value over the years. So yeah, it's like a euro's roughly around $1, but yeah, despite its earnings, I feel like Ubisoft still has like big financial woes to a point where they're letting go of staff members, and not to mention the scandals regarding like some of the Ubisoft executives in France, where there was an investigation launched for like harassment claims and all that stuff. And I think some of the top executives got arrested. Like five of them ended up getting arrested. So yeah, I mean, the past couple of years have been very brutal for Ubisoft as a whole. And Star Wars Outlaws, that game was a complete disaster. I have no idea to this day how much it sold. People have been complaining about it being a buggy mess and it being a massive flop. And I don't even know how much money Ubisoft had lost on that. So there's a lot riding on Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it doesn't seem like a lot of people have high hopes for the game. And I don't know. I mean, if the buyout does happen, then it's something that a lot of people are not going to be too happy about. And, it makes you wonder whether or not Far Cry 7 is going to be a thing, because that's something that people have been waiting to see since, like, 2022 or what have you. And I don't know, like, like, people some people have been, tuned out of the Far Cry series a while back because they feel like Far Cry 6 was a massive flop, because a lot of people feel like the Far Cry series had peaked around the second or third game, and it seemed like over time more casuals began to tune out of it. And if that is the case, then it seems like Ubisoft's franchises can no longer compete with what's out there right now. And I think the only thing they have out there right now that's mainstream is Assassin's Creed, and I believe we're supposed to be getting a Watch Dogs, movie or something in the future. But if Ubisoft gets bought out, I have no idea how that's going to be effective. I heard rumors of the film being mostly done, but I haven't seen anything, any trailers or anything like that. And I heard it's been in production since like the early to mid teens. But we're gonna have to wait and see um, how much details about that's going to come to light. But yeah, this really makes you wonder about the future of Ubisoft, and whether or not Assassin's Creed Shadows end up having more success than people think. I don't think it's going to have the kind of success that some of the previous entries had, but I do feel that it has the potential to do somewhat decent in terms of sales, because 2025 is not really a high profile, video game year like 2023 was. We got some big titles coming out next year, but I don't think games like GTA 6 and Metroid Prime 4 and titles like that would completely overshadow Assassin's Creed or anything like that. So I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens, and hopefully we learn more about the future of Ubisoft in the next couple of months or so.